Guys, it is finally here. The trailer for episode 2 of the Amazing Digital Circus just dropped, and Gooseworks gave us a release date for episode 2. And it is a lot earlier than we originally thought. And in this video, I'm gonna be analyzing and explaining everything that happens in the trailer video. So let's not waste any time and get right into it.
On the next all-new episode of the Amazing Digital Circus, the funny circus gang takes a trip to the deliciously delectable Candy Canyon Kingdom!
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. The trailer starts with Kane introducing the Amazing Digital Circus in a Dragon Ball Z-esque kind of way, and then he pushes the circus members into a portal to the Candy Canyon Kingdom, confirming that the main chunk of episode 2 is confirmed to take place in this location. But it's important to note who he pushes into this portal. He pushes Pomni, Ragatha, and Gangle, leaving out Kinger, Jax, and Zooble. But we know from the previous leaks that all of those characters will still appear in the Candy Canyon Kingdom at some point. So maybe they just get there in a different way, or they potentially went through a different portal. Similar to how in the pilot episode, the gang got split up into 2 different groups of 3, and one group went to check on the Gloink Queen, while another group went to check on Kaufmo. And can I just say, they have really been stepping up their animation quality. But let me stop yapping and let's keep analyzing the trailer that we got.
Candy Canyon Kingdom! Sounds like a real radiant riot, right, Bubble?
Okay, wow. In just those 4 seconds I've shown, there were like 80 things that popped up on screen. So let's cover and analyze every single one of them. The first thing we see is this giant candy elephant pushing a cart with presumably all of the circus members in it. And I know I've already said this, but the animation quality here just looks amazing. At this next part, this is our first time seeing the entire candy castle, and this clip has a ton to unpack. Firstly, this even further confirms my theory that all of the characters will get split up into groups of 3 on this Candy Canyon adventure, with those 2 groups consisting of Jax, Kinger, and Ragatha, and then the other group will be Pomni, Gangle, and Zooble. We have even more undeniable evidence to confirm this theory from a leak that Gooseworks gave us about a month ago. But anyways, this also confirms my theory that Jax's group will be the one that explores the Candy Canyon castle. And in this trailer, it is also showing us that blue mannequin in the trailer Pomni wake up it is time to go on an adventure. So it turns out that he is just an NPC in the crowd, but he could be a more important NPC, because we see all sorts of other colored characters in the background while the characters are walking up to the castle. The next part of the trailer we see is this clip of all of the characters in some sort of candy car? Originally, when first looking at this, I thought this was the candy wagon, but as I was analyzing it a little deeper, it's pretty obvious that Gangle is driving this, and I don't think you can control an elephant with a wheel. But the more important thing is that Jax has a shotgun? What is with characters in the Amazing Digital Circus having shotguns? First Kinger and now Jax? This means one of 2 things. Jax just snuck in a shotgun and gave it to Kinger, or all of the circus members just are coming strapped to the Candy Canyon Kingdom. Honestly, I can't disrespect it. The next part of the trailer shows this frame of Pomni's face just being worried about something, and I'm going to assume this is her reaction to going on the Candy Canyon Kingdom adventure. But guys, we're at 11 seconds out of 44 seconds in this trailer, so I can't deep dive into anything in just this one video. So let's just move on to the next part, where we see one of the new characters, Gummy Goo, and a couple of either his friends or family members. And Gooseworks has confirmed on Twitter that Gummy Goo is already her favorite character, so it'll be interesting to see what part he plays in episode 2. But now let's keep going through and seeing what else this trailer has to offer.
Where am I?
What's wrong, Bubble? Why are you acting like you don't know who I am?
What? I asked where I was, not who you are. Also, I'm not Bubble.
In this section of the trailer, we hear Kane having a discussion with Bubble or Pomni. This whole thing honestly kind of just confused me. It sounds like Pomni is talking to Kane, but that Kane thinks Pomni is Bubble. I watched this part about 10 times and I couldn't really figure out what was going on. So let's just move on to some of these other leaks we got about episode 2 from this trailer. Here we can see Pomni getting thrown around her room by some sort of glitchy block by her bedside. This all but confirms that we are going to see more of Pomni's room in the 2nd episode, which honestly I'm all here for. And guys, this next part of the trailer I find really cool because it shows the exact image that Gooseworks leaked on her Twitter in the trailer. There's not much more to say about this leak though that I haven't already said, so if you want to watch this video after this one, I'll have it on the end screen. Anyways, onto this next section of the trailer where we see 2 massive candy cars that are racing on a candy highway. And guys, this episode is really giving me some Wreck-It Ralph type vibes now. A little too many. But as we can see, Pomni is on top of this truck, and I wonder what she did to end up on top of there. In this next part, we see the Candy Princess bending over to hold Ragatha's hand, and all I could really think is... And also, why is she so tall? Like, she's 2 times bigger than all of the other circus members. What is this? But anyways, I'm just gonna shut my mouth about this section and just move on to the... I'm just gonna move on to the next one. Anyways, in this next part, we can see Gangle and Jax on a boat in what I can only assume is some sort of lake that is filled with candy juices. And they seem to be looking for someone or just watching the sunset, which I honestly think is pretty cool. This next part of the trailer shows the candy monster named the Fudge Monster looking menacing with his eyes. We know so little about this character, so it's hard to think what this could mean given that we literally have no context about what this is. This part of the trailer shows Pomni as her usual self being scared. But in this render, she looks really fluid and is moving a lot. So I'm not sure if this is some new animation quality thing or if I'm just going crazy. Making all these amazing digital circus theories really does something to a man, I guess. This is just another thing with the Candy Princess showing all of the circus members around to the Candy Canyon Kingdom. And my only question is, where's Zooble? Actually, now that I'm looking back at the trailer, I haven't seen Zooble anywhere in the Candy Canyon Kingdom. So there's a good chance that she either got lost or maybe stayed back in the circus for something. I'm just hoping that they didn't cut her from the actual episode. Or worst of all, I'm really just hoping she didn't abstract. But honestly, I kind of doubt they would just randomly kill off Zooble. But Gooseworks has stated that episode 2 won't be what we expect. So really anything at this point is possible. But now I'm just gonna let the rest of the trailer play out.
What's happening?
It's called improv, Pomni. The first rule of improv is to never pretend you're not Bubble.
What does this have to do with the Candy Canyon Kingdom?
And scene. It's gonna be a sickly sweet old time. I'll see you there.
I still don't really know anything about this episode, and I've been teleported to a meat freezer. Cool.
Wow, there is so much to unpack from all of this. First of all, episode 2 is confirmed to be coming on May 3rd. This is only 2 weeks away, guys. I predicted that because of the early screening on April 25th, that episode 2 would come out very early May, but I didn't expect it to be this early. Good job, Glitch team. The second thing we see here is Pomni yapping about being teleported into a meat freezer. Honestly, I'm not really sure if this is just a joke or I have no idea, but we have a lot more to go through. In this scene, we can see some sort of candy NPC getting dragged by this car, which Pomni is spinning on top of. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that Jax is definitely driving this car. The next scene we see is Jax looking depressed at what appears to be the previously seen lake. And guys, I have a whole theory I'm gonna make about this tomorrow. But let me give you a hint just by saying that this is telling us what the whole plot of episode 2 is going to be about. Because we know that Gooseworks previously confirmed that episode 2 will be about depression, and we all just thought she was joking. But this image makes me think that she was actually telling the truth. But no. If you want to hear more about this, you have to wait for the video tomorrow, which if you're not watching this on the day it releases, it might be out today, so watch it after this video. You guys get the point. This next part of the trailer shows Gummy Goo looking out the car window that Pomni is on top of, and they are looking at another car. I'm really not sure what is with the circus members driving these vehicles in episode 2, but I'm sure that it will all make sense later. And guys, this is kind of a random thing I just wanted to say real quick, but I definitely think that this episode will be as long, if not longer than the pilot episode, because there's just a crazy amount of content crammed into this trailer. And we have to keep in mind we haven't even seen what the actual plot of the episode is yet. And with the meta on YouTube being longer and longer content, I think it would definitely make sense if they made episode 2 25 minutes plus. This next part of the trailer shows the gang going into what looks like to be the candy monster's mouth with this truck. And this confirms to us that the candy monster we have previously seen is actually huge. And I gotta say, I did not expect that. Pause. This next part of the trailer shows Pomni falling into what appears to be the cellar from the first episode that Kane sent abstracted Kaufmo into. And my only question is, how did all of this content actually get packed into episode 2? Guys, let me tell you, I am very excited. Here we see an up close of what appears to be a new character's eye. I have no idea what this is, but I'm going to guess that this plays a big part into episode 2 in some way. But there's now only a couple more things I want to talk about real quick. Here we can see a part with Zooble's new redesign in the circus. And then the trailer ends showing us a couple more shots of new content, and then it finally ends with this clip of Kane with a bottle of maple syrup, and Bubble appears to be trying to eat it all. Guys, if you're excited for episode 2, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna be posting daily videos up into the release of episode 2. So stay tuned for my new theory tomorrow, and watch this video right here.